provide some form of assistance, whether it is financial, whether it is, with my presence, advice, or sometimes even influence. I remember once as a very young child having to go somewhere, for my mom. And after I was done, I had everything on the list, in the marketplace, blah, blah, blah. That was my first time going to what is known as fruit garden, right? In Dila, Kaduna Street, right? That was my first time going there on my own. Prior to that, I used to go with my mom. But that period, my mom said, go, you're old enough, take the list, go and do this, do that, and come back home. Now, when I was done with the list, I saw something I wanted, I liked. And then I said, okay, let me buy it, and let me be honest, it was a big bunch of plantain. There was no plantain on my list. My mom had just said, buy fruits, big red pepper, green pepper. She wanted to make something for my dad. So I saw plantain. I had like 500 naira left on me. I said, let me buy plantain. Now, whilst I was buying the plantain, someone looked at me and said, are you so and so's child? I stopped, looked, I said, yes. He said, hey, I knew it. You look just like your father. I said, really? Yes. And how is he? He said, fine, okay, take this thing, give to him. Give it. And I was like, oh, fine. This is good. This is my father's influence working for me. Right? And I appreciated it. But you see, the thing with nepotism is that it is not about giving and helping your brothers and sisters. It is about helping your brothers and sisters even when they are not worthy of that particular job. They are not worthy of that particular money. That money is meant to be for your constituents. But no, you use it and send 3 or 4 of your cousins abroad. You use it, the money is meant to be for the local government area, right? For Obiakpo. But no, you use the money to only send people from your particular community. We saw nepotism during the NDDC Scholarship Award grants. We saw nepotism when we had the federal government job allocation slots, whether it was for the police, military. We saw it. We can't deny it any longer. There's no point hiding it. So the question once again is, how can it be curbed? On paper, we have the federal character practice. That is, every institution, every government space, or every government entity is meant to be ably represented by all. Emphasis on all members of the country called Nigeria who merit a space there. However, you know the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a conversation.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. All right, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. All right, WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416 is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X. Sorry, that's WhatsApp number, I beg your pardon. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Okay, all right. Now let's get to it. Oh, that the call just went off. That's I'm not quite sure if that was from us or from him. Okay, all right. If you can hear me clicking on the keyboard, it's because I'm still copying power complaints, right? Okay, still copying power complaints. Okay, all right. Let's do that. There we go. All right, I think I'm done with this. All right, everybody should be happy at this moment. All right, Jude, good morning. Nepotism is the pain all of us are bearing today. Who don't like their brother? Unfortunately, we have had people not tell us the whole story of why we are where we are as a country. You see, because people heard that somebody favored their brother or their sister in the time past, people who are now in power are doing the same. After all, it's turn by turn. That is the problem of Nigeria. After all, it's turn by turn. We have a caller 017-923-0002. I'm waiting for the person to be cleared. Oh my days, the person didn't get cleared. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. All right. Once again, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Once again, we're talking about nepotism, right? What exactly is it, and how can we curb it in Nigeria? That's the real focus, right? That's the real focus. Let me read this. This is from a survey published January of this year, 2026. It says, according to the survey from 2019. About half of the applicants, listen, this is a staggering figure. Half of the applicants who secured a position in the Nigerian public sector use nepotism, bribery, or both. Some close to 70 or 80% of the male respondents and nearly 100% of the female respondents declared having to have paid a bribe for their position in the public sector. Can you imagine that? Half of the people who secure jobs in the Nigerian public sector either use nepotism or bribery. Well, we have Victor on the line. Victor, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
Thank you. See, nepotism is more pronounced in an environment or avenue where we have lots of scarcity.
Oh.
It's not. Nepotism, going by the way it's working, is not really much of a bad thing. Why do I say so? Jesus Christ himself is the grandfather of nepotism.
Ah.
Yes. He started it.
How?
There was a time the parents were looking for him, and he clearly told them, he said, look, my brothers and sisters are those that actually believe in my father. So what it means is, those persons who are your relatives are usually given preferential treatment in anything you do because they are more of your person. So I also believe that if there was any job vacancy at that time when he made that comment, he would have given it to those he called his brothers.
Yeah, no, but if wait, this is the problem, Victor, with nepotism. It says unfair treatment, giving them promotion jobs regardless of merit. So that means if you are saying this in Jesus' time, for example, if somebody was in need of a job, obviously if somebody was more equipped than Peter, that person would have gotten the job, not Peter.
And that's why I said it is more pronounced in an environment of scarcity. Because why? Tell me, if the job skill required, I believe, no matter how nepotic you are, Jude, you can't tell your son who doesn't know anything about flying an airplane to come and take up the job, and you enter that plane.
True.
We heard a rumor when our aviation or our air, I don't know how to call it, they said we've actually acquired or produced an airplane, and they wanted to give a trial to it. Don't know how true it was. But at that time, the president refused to go in to try it. Because why? He himself is not trusting that particular airplane. So what I'm saying is, if the job skill required, you don't have it, nobody will put you there. The only reason why nepotism is flying in Nigeria today is because most of the jobs don't need any skill. just move 5 from here to the other place. So,
Oh, 5 pushers don't need any skill.
There's no skill here. Just move
Huh.
5 from this office to the other office.
Huh.
So, in that particular instance, my person whom I want to put in have the skill to move 5. If it means going to community secondary school or to go to teach, remember in our system here we don't actually go to teach. So what it means is even if I want to employ somebody who is a mathematician to take in CROS, they don't go there to teach. So there is no skill required. So I can definitely give it to my person even if they don't have the skill. But if we have a system that monitors you, you are an accountant, you should teach accounting. You are a physicist, you should teach physics, and there is a monitoring. Even if you put your brother who is incompetent, it will show. They will remove him. Thank you.
Okay, Victor. All right, no bad conversation. Victor for mile 3. All right, WhatsApp 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. Jude, good morning. Please, let us not take this thing too serious. When you reach your turn, you help those who helped you. That's the way life is. I don't see it as too much of a problem, if you ask me. Where there's a problem is when people now decide to steal too much or put only their own people in places of authority. That's when it becomes too much. Helping one or two is not really bad. Helping one or two. When is one or two ever enough? That's the problem. When is 1 or 2 ever enough? So you have this cousin, you have this brother of yours. Fine. But once again, like I said, there's a difference between being generous or being helpful and being a part of a nepotistic system. If you help your brother, maybe to get into a company, maybe influence. Does your brother have the prerequisite skill? Maybe. But let's say, like this man, like Victor gave an example, would you go and employ somebody who is your cousin or your brother or your sister to become the avionics engineer or make him the supervisor of a factory when he knows absolutely nothing about that place, and you want him to go there and do what exactly? That's nepotism. Because the person is not qualified, the person doesn't merit rather, that favor, that job employment, or that benefit. So why do it? Oh, I forgot. Our brother. That's where the problem is. Our brother. Hello, Potaka returns right after this break. Stay tuned. 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH. 90.3, good morning.
Good morning, Brother Jude.
Good morning, please. Welcome.
Okonkwo from Port Harcourt.
A pleasure to have you join us.
Brother Jude, excellent topic. Nepotism. Emotional and psychological feeling to favor your biological brothers and sisters. Favor your general family members and your community members, your religious organization members. Yes, I have to get to that point, Brother Jude. Why other ones are abandoned? Then this goes on in the companies. This goes on in the civil service, both national and state and local government. This goes on in all the sectors of this nation. Well, how did it come about? We have thrown away the Federal Character Commission. Law. The law made so that every region, every citizen will have equal access and equal rights. All the regions, geographical zones will have equal rights, equal opportunities. But that law has been thrown away and replaced by nepotism. And it has made the citizens that don't have people in position to suffer, and made many persons that are qualified, competent professionally, to become beggars. Why those that are not incompetent are in the places of big position, Brother Jude? And from my own thought and philosophical understanding, Brother Jude, this will continue because it has become like...
Why will it continue? Why?
Yes, because we make laws, but we don't implement the laws. Government makes laws, but they don't enforce it. And the ones that enforce are those that will favor them. They leave other ones. That is why it will continue. I'm concluding. And don't forget that this nepotism came directly from the political office holder down to other sectors. So how will it stop?
Can't we fight it from bottom up? If you say it came from top to bottom, can't we fight it from bottom up? Can't we, the people who are not in power, say no, we will not give our cousins?
Do you have your personal military men?
Okay.
Military men in the country, they work for the government. So how do you fight? If you talk, they take you to the prison. You stay there throughout your life. So it's a bad trend. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. That's a big one. But do we really blame? Should we put the blame really on politicians? I think it's a bit unfair to just leave everything on politicians. Say, oh, it's them. So there's no point. There's no point. It's them. So if it's them, can we impose or impress upon them to not continue to do it? If you find, for example, in a place where it seems as though you have more people who are from a particular region who are there, not just because of merit, but because they are from that particular position, then can't you impose or impress upon it that, hey, like he said, let us get to the federal character practice. Let's do it. Let's go back. All right, we'll just leave it like that. Well, we'll go for the headline news and then we return. More calls and more comments. is our conversation this morning. And the question I'm asking is, how can we curb it in Nigeria? Let me get to Facebook now. I think we're streaming live at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook. And don't forget, you can follow us anywhere in the world. If you download the Nigeria Info app, you can also just Google www.nigeriainfo.fm. And then you can choose from any of our studios, Lagos, Abuja, and us here in Port Harcourt. But for now, let's get back to Port Harcourt and read some of the comments on the Facebook platform. Facebook, once again, is at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Now, Isaac Obienu on Facebook says, simply look at the federal government appointment. Clear picture of nepotism. Curbing it will start from your radio station, stating the facts without fear or favor. Haven't we done that? Haven't we done that? Or are we doing that? First, call us out if we are not. Yeah, you should. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. All right, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Now, WhatsApp is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Now to WhatsApp. Good morning, Nigeria Info. It is a normal thing in this country. The last government used doctors as ministers of employment. That person cannot perform well, but it's their turn. Oh, okay, but it is their turn. Grant Okpara from Omagwa. All right, Grant. Asetiko from my three says, greetings, Jude. No matter how I love you, I can never favor you to be a surgeon in UPTH as we speak today, based on the little information I have about your field of study. Nepotism is filled only in an environment that rewards fraud and unproductiveness. Any environment that checks and pays competence based on production can never accept nepotism. So how to curb it is to become productive. Jude, haven't you ever wondered why it is only in government-oriented environment that we hear of ghost workers and laziness to work? Oh, that's true. That's true. That's very true. I can't remember Dangote. I can't remember even. Imagine this radio station. They said they are ghost workers. They are like five. Yeah, where they won't come from. So let's get productive. Nepotism will disappear into thin air. Favoring my brother who is competent over others isn't nepotism, according to his definition. Let's get productive in this country for once. Let's get back to the definition. As I take away, once again, thank you very much for your contribution. Nepotism is the unfair practice of power holders favoring relatives, friends with jobs, promotions, or benefits regardless of merits. Once again, the unfair practice of power holders or brokers favoring relatives or friends with jobs, promotions, or benefits regardless of merit. That is nepotism. That is what is happening in this country. And we see it every day. A governor, a commissioner, a House of Rep member, a senator comes into power. Next thing you hear, one of his second cousin. If you want to get this minister, he's very close to that his cousin. In Peking don't become local government chairman. All of a sudden, your mother who used to be very popular in church is now the most popular woman. Why? Because your son, or rather her son, is now local government chairman. Anybody who wants contract, anybody who wants to, go and get that, commission, anybody who wants to become a tax collector, who wants to be helping the River State government with their revenue challenge, goes and greets mommy in church. So that mommy will tell my son, make sure this boy. And I'm not saying that's what has happened. I'm just giving us an example, please. Do not hold me to my words. 017-923-0002, 08179230003. All right, these are the numbers. Call us and let's have a conversation. 08179230002, 08179230003. All right, call us. Let's have a conversation. Now, WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Goodness on WhatsApp says, the bane of Nigeria is a setback. We hope King Charles III, president, why nepotistic appointments that have escalated the insecurities in our beloved nation has continued. Nigerian government is only interested in 2027 election. Goodness with that message. Not Jude, by the way. Goodness. All right, goodness. Thank you very much. We have a caller on the line. Lee. Is that okay? No, not Lee. Aha. Okay. All right. Let's have the name come through. Before that, let me read the message. Good morning, presenter. We cannot stop nepotism in Nigeria following the corruption that has ravaged our environment. Merit is the only social media. Morally, religiously, and politically, nepotism is one of the worst forms of corruption in Nigeria. Nepotism has formed part of the government. Those who partake in nepotism are accorded recognition in government and at home with titles and promotion. So where's the place for merit? And Joel Adolphus, but that's the thing. We have identified it. There has to be a way to curb it because it always wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. It hasn't always been like this. There was a time in the structure and the formation and in the story that is Nigeria that this reared its head. So there has to be a way to curb it. There has to be. We can't just be like this forever, though, can we? All right, this one here, let's get to the caller. 92.3, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Jude, good morning. This is Nelson.
Welcome, Nelson. Welcome, please.
In the topic you are treating.
Yes, please.
But how to stop it in Nigeria? It will be very difficult.
But not impossible.
Because we accuse the former president of nepotism. But the one that is here now worse than the former one. Check who is the Minister of Finance from the West. Minister of State for Finance from the West. The CBN governor from the West. The major key positions in this country are being allocated to the West. So other people, there's no competence except from the West. If that is not nepotism, what is nepotism? Then let us come back to River State. Who is the leader of all the parties in River State? We know the leader of all the parties. Name them. Is from Obiakpo. The leader of APC, the chairman of APC, Obiakpo. The chairman of PDP, Obiakpo. Is that not nepotism?
Interesting. Wait. Hold on. Don't forget, right? The definition of nepotism is that the people who they give these positions, right, are not deserved of it. That means they are not eligible. They don't merit it. They don't have the degrees. They don't have the certification. They don't have the experience. Now, all these roles you've mentioned, whether it's the federal government appointment by the presidency, the Senate appointments for House committees, or even the political parties, that's a different issue on its own when it comes to political parties. Are you saying that for us, localizing it, even the political parties, there's a bit of nepotism in their actions?
You can, okay, wait. I love what you said. When you said, see, if maybe now you even bring your brother who even know how to do the job and he can deliver. Okay, let me take River State for example. When the former governor he got SIM. If you see people like us in River State, we don't like SIM. I know that one is not nepotism. He brought somebody here and picked. But the moment SIM decides to do what he's supposed to do, you can see that his enemies become his friends. Now we don't trust him. We don't believe in him before. But when we see that he can deliver, when he break out, he can deliver, we start following him. But as he stands now, I'm not following him again. No. Let me tell you, person like me, I can't follow him again. Because according to them, he has gone back to the old structure. And the old structure is like nepotism. When you bring somebody, you tell him, just like the ID now. If you watch, the number one of the things that came out that why they sacked Omamegbe to resign was he was kicking against state police. And one of the major mandates that is given to this one is state police. So his local mandate, whether people are dying, that is not their problem.
So once again, once again, I don't want to dwell too much on history.
Police come to stay.
Wait, hold on. Let me bring. Hello, sir. Hello. Let me bring you back. Right. Let's not spread this conversation too far like bread and butter. Let me bring you back. Look at the cocoa. So how do we curb this problem? How?
See, if our judiciary is up to our institution is normal. Okay, now, what now? They say one of the reasons why they pick the former ID as a professional, let me start a professional policeman. You want to bring this to board. The president is saying, let's assume that intention is good. But the president is saying, no, then how can you perform? The person that hire you, you say, sir, me, I'm a technician. There are some people, I go to their house, I want to fix something. They will say, do it like that, so that, and like this. If you say like this, I won't do it. Just give me my transport, make I go back.
Okay.
But these people, they cannot.
So for you, the judiciary has to step up.
This is the professional way, and somebody who is not a professional is advising you. And just because you want to keep the job and keep the name and keep the money, make the money,
you continue.
If it's a civilized country, that's what you see. He resigned. Why are they resigning? Because the president does not want to follow the professional way. And that individual don't want to state his name. He has a reputation. He has a name to keep.
Okay. All right. That makes some sense. There is some sense. We off the microphone, several for us. We've actually had this conversation about accountability and your credibility. So we rarely hear resignations, particularly from public office holders. We rarely hear resignations, very rarely, right? And that's an indicator that something's actually not right. Now, this one reads, I got a job in the oil and gas sector with almost no experience in the job through connection. But today, I am almost an expert in that department. You can always learn on the job. It is not rocket science. If I have my way, I will bring in all my loved ones to come and make money. Escobar, let me read this message again. I got a job in the oil and gas sector with almost no experience in the job through connection. But today, I am almost an expert in that department. You can always learn on the job. It is not rocket science. If I have my way, I will bring in all my loved ones to come and make money. Escobar. Just a very interesting point there. So he got in, but, internship, now he has blown. Was it nepotism? Well, Escobar says it was. I didn't say it. Now, this one says it can't and it won't. And by the way, it is not only in Nigeria. Saying that a person who is a beneficiary of nepotism is incompetent is one thing, and it is worrying. Thinking that nepotism itself will or should ever be stopped is wild. I am competent, talented, and have worked hard in certain things. But, this was like a good story, right? But are there rooms that my husband's last name gets me into, which is actually one of the reasons I use it in some places? I can handle being in those rooms and perform well, but that she's so-and-so's wife is my gate pass. I have done media stuff for like 2 decades. And I started with my maiden name and now help young women in the industry. If my Gen Z niece comes to me and tells me she wants a media or acting career, you think I'll allow her to suffer if I know she's genuinely talented? Aha, now I like this. Now this message says genuinely talented. But with nepotism, it is not whether you are talented or not. It is, I like you, you're my cousin, so you will get in. It's a very lengthy message here. I'm able to finish this. Ibim says nepotism can be stopped when academic merits and capabilities with character are considered above connections. Well, fortunately, I don't have connections to do what I want to do right now. All I have is intention to make you guys have a very wonderful time. This is where our breaks will be held, because from here on out, you have the news and then the sunny side of conversation. And just in case I didn't inform you, ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday, it's throwback. And that's what we do. Listen to hip hop on this particular Thursday. Oh, by the way, up Gunners! 3